All right, everyone, welcome. Just so I did a thing. Lots of cool stuff happening. In case y'all didn't see my post today, hey Dana, I have merch now. Thanks to Dana Fellows and Zenib. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Thanks to D and Z at Mavens of Merch, I have merch. So I'm super excited about that. There's hats, two different styles of hats, hoodies, t-shirts, mugs. Yeah, so go on over there and check it out. Here is the website, mavensofmerch.com/Chris-Hennessy. Also want to give a shout out to Guy Graves and Dana Fellows at Inky Black Design. They sponsor the show. They do all my, or not all my graphics work. They're going to be doing all my graphics work. Did my logo. They designed everything for the merch and all that. So huge shout out to them. If you need some merch, hit them up. Listen, I had a meeting with Dana at 12:30 p.m. on Friday. I had mock-ups for my merch Saturday night, and it was live around lunchtime today. So like one working day, basically, from Friday at noon until Monday at noon-ish. It was up and ready to go. So super cool. My guest tonight, in case y'all have not heard of him, I don't know where you've been or if you've been doing LinkedIn, right? He is a content creator. He does some awesome videos. If you've talked to me at all, seen or at all on Zoom, or I've talked to you about live streaming at all, I have given you the tip about a ring light to move it off to the side, raise it up above eye level and tilt it down 45 degrees. It kind of gives your face a little more depth and stuff, and it gets rid of that annoying glare right there. I learned that from Juma. He was the one that he posted about it, and it's been an absolute game changer. And I've shared that tip with I don't know how many people, Juma. So I'm going to bring him on out.
Oh, nice. How flattering, how flattering.
Thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Oh, man, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it for having me on. It's good stuff.
Absolutely. So like I said, if y'all don't know Juma, he drops like content tips just to keep it. What I like about it is it's really simple, really clear, really concise, how to get your message out there in a way that people are going to understand it in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
Whether it's text or whether it's video, but you focus specifically on video most of the time, right?
Yeah. Most of the time I do video. I've tried so hard not to do so much video, and it has not worked out. Every time I do something, I write it down, and then I'm just going to say, let me just type this real quick. I just feel like I need to turn this into a video. So I often would do the text and then still do a video version of it thereafter. So that's what's been happening.
And I love it because like it's super short, like usually a minute or not even 2 minutes sometimes on some of your videos. But it's like the tips you give are really actionable, really simple, and things just to make you stand out from the crowd. Like I can tell right now you have a light kind of off to the side because you got that shadow on your face. So you kind of practice what you preach.
Yeah, definitely. It's also a ring light. It's right about here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny thing about that is that I just had to set this whole thing back up because I took it down today to do some stuff with it. So right before we got in here, I was just like making sure it was in the right position, following my own instructions, and getting it in the place it's supposed to be. So that works out well with the lighting.
Yeah. Well, somebody asked me to put a link to your profile in the comments.
Oh, okay, cool beans.
So I'm doing that right here. And Small is here. Tara's here. I don't know if Tara, is this your first time coming to one of the streams, Tara? I think it is. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, Tara.
So tell us, how did you get into video? I saw a post last week or the week before that it was, you used to do a lot of photography, and I didn't know that about you. So just kind of tell us how you moved from photography into video, into content creation and all that.
Well, okay, so I'm not going to give you from the very beginning because that's going to take too long.
Right.
I'm going to skip over my press operation and print days, my lithography days, and
Okay.
my graphic design and web design days, and I'm going to skip all that over until I get to my photography stuff.
Okay.
And when I left my job, so in 2008, I left my job to start a photography company, which was mainly wedding photography at the time. And in between, we had some commercial gigs. And 2011, I started a new company with a friend of mine, and we started to do video mainly for weddings, but then for other stuff. And as we went along, we did less and less and less weddings, less personal video, and more commercial video. And as you go along and you build a company, you have I gained a ton of experience with video and scripting and shooting, lighting, and all those different things. And I would always make content for people, particularly commercial companies, big companies. But then I decided, you know what, let me just take all that knowledge and start to make videos for myself and for my personal brand and for the company and stuff like that. And the first place I started to do that consistently was on LinkedIn. And that's how I kind of ended up on LinkedIn with it. So I've always loved the whole idea of images, how you compose images. So photography is a very good base for learning how to do video, because if you think like a photographer, you can think like somebody who makes movies in terms of composition and images, and the principles are kind of the same. It's just that one moves and one doesn't,
Right. Hey, Russ Hedge. Good to see you, man.
It's the Russ.
Yeah, the man, the myth, the legend.
I wonder if is this actually Russ today?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering. Is it really you, Russ?
Is it really you, Russ? If it's blink twice, Russ. If it's you, blink twice. It's really you.
Right. All right. So how did you, I'm looking at the sign in your background, Relate. Right. Is that the name of your company?
Yeah. So it's really, right here. It's Relate Studios is the name of the company. Okay. So they're so are you asking how did we get the name? That's what you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So I made a video about this, about how yeah, there's a video.
I missed it.
Actually, I made a video about it because it's a question that I get frequently enough, not every day, but people ask about it because it's kind of like, oh, Relate? Why? Why not Juma Video Productions or something?
Right.
And basically, there are two things that happened that gave the company name. I will only talk about the second one because the first one is a long story. The second thing is that we were looking for a name. The old company's name was Flow Photo Photography, which I had inherited from a friend of mine. And that's another story altogether. But what happened is that I shot a wedding for a couple who came to Trinidad and Tobago, where I live. They came from the UK. And everything went well. They did the whole destination thing. I shot their wedding, and then they went back to the UK. And then I FedExed them their images on a DVD because in those days, like DVD was still a thing.
Right.
And so I was on holiday in Massachusetts at some friend's house with my wife, and I got this frantic email saying that FedEx had lost their package. And so they had not received the wedding images, and they had this family get together on the weekend, and they really wanted to show the family the images and so on. It just so happened that I had my laptop with their images, and I was able to load up like a flash drive and FedEx it back to them, and then they got it, and everything went well. They were able to show the family the images, and they were really, really grateful. And they wrote me a very, very lovely email. And in the middle of the email, it said, I can't remember the exact words, can't quote it, but it was something to the effect of, you have a really great spirit and you have the ability to relate. And they put relate in inverted commas like this. And so we were looking for the name. The name had already come up already. But when this client of ours wrote and said relate, we said, okay, that is the name. That's the name of the company. And so we renamed the company, threw away the old thing, and got relate, and that has been named ever since. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. You create media that's relatable,
Hmm.
And yeah, I love the way I love it. Love the what it stands for. Is
Yeah.
this the same people that did your first video review that you posted
Oh
a month
no.
ago or so, 3 weeks ago, something like that?
Well, that's is interesting connections. So that video was taken while that whole drama was happening. So I was at their
Okay.
house
Oh,
when
okay. Those were the
and they,
friends that you went to see.
yeah, they
Okay.
took me. They literally took me to FedEx. We had
Okay.
like a zip car or something in
Yeah.
Boston. There was zip cars. So they drove me to FedEx so I could FedEx it. So it happened. So it's all
Okay.
connected. It's all connected. And yeah, so we were seeing them, and that's when that happened. So that was like it was in '09. It was in '09 is when that happened. Yeah. So it's interesting
Okay.
times. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I know it, and his studio is pretty badass. I like it
Why, thank
a
you.
lot.
I do try. I do
Yeah,
try.
right. I am in the process of building one at home. So this is
Oh,
my day job office.
right.
I live way out in the country where we don't have fiber internet yet. It's
Oh, okay,
being
cool.
yeah, it's being run out there, but it's just going to be next year sometime before we get it. So I do all my streaming and everything from my day job office. So this is what this is, but I'm in the process of getting one set up at home. So whenever we do get internet,
Right.
I have something a little more professional looking than my day job office.
I was doing well. I see you have
Yeah,
like the changing lights in the background and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
So
Try to spruce it up just a little bit.
yeah, it's a little bit of sprucing going on.
Yeah.
It's good
Share
stuff.
your secrets. And says, what kind of secrets do you want to know? And
It
we
depends,
got,
man.
I know, right? Like, let's
It
clarify that real
depends.
quick.
Yeah, some context, please.
Yeah. We don't want to get too deep into
Yeah, yeah.
it.
Oh my.
But what is one of the biggest things you see, one of the biggest mistakes you see somebody just starting out in video that you would
Um
say, don't do this, and
mhm.
fix it right now?
All right, so I think people often think that they need fancy equipment to do video. That's not true.
Mhm.
So the whole idea of I need this to start is something that is you should throw that away right now. Start
Yep.
with with whatever you have.
Hmm.
Just today, someone was talking about doing a video podcast, and they were asking me about, well, what do I need to start? Can you recommend some equipment? I said, do you have a smartphone? They said yes. I said, well, that's all you really need to start. You know, that shouldn't stop you. Lack of equipment should not
Right.
stop you from starting anything. The hardest thing in
Hmm.
any process is to begin.
Hmm.
Once you begin to gain momentum. You do
Hmm.
it over a period of time, you gain more and more momentum. So I think the whole mentality of I need all this fancy gear. Yeah, my studio might look cool, but
Right.
one of the reasons I have a studio like this is because this is my job. It's part of my job.
Right.
It's part of my job. I have to turn up for clients in a particular way. When I come online in meetings and they see me, they're like, "Oh, this is great," and that's what I want them to say because I want to appear as an expert and a professional. For
Right.
those who just starting out, I just whip out the old smartphone and just begin. So
Yeah.
don't make it too heavy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I tell the same thing to people that are interested in live streaming. I started off with, back when I didn't know anything, I started off with this camera. I didn't have a mic. I didn't have any kind of lighting. I didn't
Mhm.
I thought, well, it has a built-in mic. That's good enough, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
But I
yeah.
was just starting out.
Yes.
And that's what I tell people. Look, if all you have is a laptop, do it. If all you have is your smartphone, do it. Just
Yeah.
do it. The fancy equipment will come over time as you get
Yeah.
more into it and you figure stuff out. You may not, you may decide you don't like it, and then you've gone and dumped hundreds of dollars into equipment that you're not going to use.
Right. That is so true. That's a good point. Very good point. It's a very, very
Yep.
good point. Yeah, and I think that my business partner always said that because I am the creative director, so I deal with all the visual stuff. But he's the guy that I have to ask permission to buy equipment. So 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 so
Damn.
So he kind of says, well, do we really need this? Are we going to use this? How is this going to make us money? And he would ask me all the hard questions. And sometimes I'm like, I just want the thing. Can I just have it, please? And you know, he will deny. So I've learned to manage myself. In the early days, I would just buy stuff, you know, and then I would realize that it's just sitting there doing nothing. So that's a very good point.
Yep. All right, Ann has a question too. What kind of light should she get? She has a new webcam and a new mic. She needs a new light. I've seen her ring light. It's almost dead.
It's almost dead.
What would you what would you recommend somebody getting for live streaming and Zoom calls?
So the light I have right here is a ring light. By the way, this is a ring light. I do have other lights, but this is the one I use for my live stream these days because it's easy, it's small footprint, and it's easy to set up. That is a newer NEEWER, a newer 18-inch ring light, LED ring light. So NEEWER, newer. Ring light. So that's what I use right now. I have two of them. I bought one for myself, and then I bought one for my wife, who uses it not as is intended. She's just like in the room, just puts it on. But it's a really good light, and you just need one. And once you position it correctly, use the tip that Chris gives so many times. Use that tip, and you should be all right. You know, but get a big light. Don't get a tiny ring light.
Yeah, don't get a little one.
Get a big one. I think like 18 is, I think, the biggest they come now. I think there might be a 20-inch one, but 18 is fine. Yeah.
Yep, I don't have it here. My ring light is my accent light.
Really?
There.
Oh.
I just have it shining. I just have it shining behind me.
You have like 3-point lighting going on there.
I do. I've got 2 light panels right here. And I really wish, like the way my setup is, I don't have room to move. Like I have a light right in front of me, right above the camera. I wish I could move it a little more off to the side.
Right.
Where it was hitting from both sides and not one in front of me and one from the side.
No, but that's cool. I mean, if you have light coming from the exact same angle at the front of you, it fills in all the spaces, but it makes you look more flat. So if you have one to the side, at your profile, and then one to the front, it changes the dynamic of the light. When a lot of times when you use light, you have to think not just in terms of light, but in terms of what the light causes, what happens when you use the light. So one side is light, the other side is shadow. And so you scrap the thing down to the darkest it could be, and then you build it back up. I can actually give a demonstration of that. I could say like, if I were to take this off here, then take this off here, then take this off right here, just do all this, and then take this off right here. What is this? So I know I'm in a complete dark. That's what the room looks like. But if I add it back in, this is my side light. This is like a purple light, right? But it's facing this way because I kind of a wash there. And then this is my red light with the gel on it as that dimension here. And then this is my decorative light, but it's still cool with my light bulb. If it would come on, that'd be great. If it would come on, that'd be great. If it would come on, okay, good. Thank you for coming on, light. And then I have this one here, which is my main or key light. And so I'm back.
Yeah.
And so that's all it is. It's just like you craft the space. So the space starts dark and you start adding lights back in. So you could carve yourself out of the background. Because these lights are not very far away. I always demonstrate that. This light is like right here. I can put my hand on it. It only seems far away. Well, this one I can't reach. This one is like here. You know, so it's cool.
Yeah, it looks like there's a whole room behind you.
Yeah,
like it looks like you're at one edge of the room and that the rest of the room is right behind you. But I guess you're really kind of in a corner or something, aren't you?
Yeah, this is like literally the corners right here.
Okay.
I've been relegated to this corner of the room.
That's what you get. That's what you get when you keep buying equipment.
Yeah, I'm like, but hopefully what will happen is that, and this is hopefully, I'm hoping for this to happen over the next few months. By next year, I should have a new room that I have more space, and then I could actually have more space behind me as opposed to faking it with depth of field, you know. So it's good. It's good to go.
Yeah, lighting is one thing that all like I'm I am no lighting expert at all, and I'm always tweaking and trying to figure out how to do it right. But like you said, starting in the dark. So you start in the dark with your background first,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
then whenever you get it how where you're out of it, then you can adjust your front lights.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's
What?
an awesome tip to know.
So there's a reason for that. The reason you're doing that is because light has different intensities, and you want. So if I were to add too much of this, right? If I were to add too much of this, it
Mm-hmm.
washes the background out, right? The background
Mm-hmm.
goes right. Now I could add that, and then I can make this darker here, but it just wouldn't look as good. So
Right.
it loses the color in the background.
Mm-hmm.
So I could do that. It loses, sucks out the color on this side
Mm-hmm.
here. You know, you can still see me, but it's not as dramatic. But if I reduce this here, make this darker, and then I increase the aperture size, it adds the color back in. It brings the color back. So now you can see the reds and the blues in the background. So that's why you start with the background first. Get the background set to where you want it to be, the type of color saturation you want, and then you add the light to you, so you stand out from the back.
I love it. That is an awesome tip to know for somebody that's fixing to start building his own little studio at home.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
Anne had a question earlier. It's up here somewhere. Are you on YouTube? You are, because you paired your channel. I see it up there.
Yeah. This is I am on YouTube, but not any way you think. I only live stream to YouTube.
Me too.
We are going to do a channel sometime soon. Me, my business partner, and I are going to do a channel sometime soon where we talk about video and marketing and different things like that. And hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed on that one. It seems like it's coming, so maybe next year we'll have like a full-fledged channel. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what I do to mine. Is I just live stream there. I don't promote it. I don't try to do anything with it, but it's just such an easily accessible library. If you want to point someone to your content, it's so much easier than scrolling back through months or weeks or years of LinkedIn posts trying to find a certain video.
Yeah.
You just go to YouTube and do it.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Garen put it in the he put that on your side, but there it is. And I can't copy that and put it over on mine.
In the chat, yeah, sure.
Yeah, in the chat.
That's my personal channel, and then there's a company one. So the company one has more content, but my personal one is there too. You know, so it's all good.
Appreciate
Thanks, Garen.
Yep. Thank you, sir. Do you do any kind of like consultations and stuff for people that are trying to build studios?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do that. Yeah, I do that. So if somebody wants to do that, they could always just send me a message and we could set something.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Awesome. So what big things are you working on? You said the YouTube channel. What else is on the horizon for Relate? Like trying to get your boss to let you buy more equipment, I'm assuming. He's always
try to get me to buy more equipment. Well, we are hoping that okay. So we want to start a podcast, and we want to start, and that podcast will be a video podcast, and maybe we're gonna try to get it on some of the local, like go from internet onto local radio stations, maybe. So this is going to be like something that we could talk about the things that really matter to us, not just video, but about marketing and the industry and different things, a little more expansive than just content creation. But we kind of get into the weeds of how how people interact with media and what's good, what's we think is good, what's not good, different type of things. And that is like the thing we're supposed to be working on. But we've, since we've opened back up, we've thank goodness we've had a constant flow of work, so that's kept us busy. But we really want to have that done and put it out there for the people, because we really, I really do want to share that. Like, and so like so we're talking now, and so the format will be less of me. It'll be like talking like this. So like myself and my business partner, and we'll be talking about stuff, as opposed to what I'm accustomed to, like real structure.
Yeah.
Like real, like 15 questions and segments. And that's what I do. But I could just relax. I just want to relax a little bit more.
Yeah, we were talking about that backstage, how you like doing that, because it's just wherever the conversation goes, right? Like, you kind of have a general idea at the beginning where you want it to go. But just having that free-flowing conversation is, to me, is just a lot more fun than trying to follow a structure. I know some people that have to have that structure. They want to do that structure. Here's the questions I'm going to ask you. We're going to have this segment, and then the show is going to be over in 17 minutes, and it's going to be it, and that's just not the way I'm wired, though. Because I like the conversations. I like to connect. And if, we start out thinking we're going to be talking about whatever your business, and then we end up talking about lighting for the whole time, then that's cool too. Like it's just however it goes.
Yeah. I need some of that. I tend to be very, and here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. I don't think it's enough. Like when I do it, I say this is not structured enough. I need to have more. so and then people see what I've done, and it's like, you did all that for this, and,
right?
And I'm thinking, oh, I thought it wasn't enough. I thought it wasn't enough, and so then I meet Chris, and Chris is like, oh, we just hang out and talk. You don't worry. I don't even have a booking process. You just send me an email. Meanwhile, I have a form with 10 questions and this and that, and then you get 2 notifications, and you have to submit your picture, and you have to do, and it's like, okay, maybe I'm trying too hard.
It was funny. He did a post or something. He was like, yeah, I'm looking to be on some podcasts or live streams or whatever. And I was like, hey, cool, I need to get you on. You want to do it? And he said, yeah, what's the booking process? I said, you just did it.
Basically.
That was it.
Basically what happened.
Yeah, I'm so like laid back when it comes to that, just because it's fun for me. It's fun just to have the conversations. And probably like this is the first time Juma and I have ever talked outside of the comments. And that's the case with a lot of my live streams. A lot of my guests is that we've never talked before. So we just have like a networking call and do it live.
Yeah.
And Lisa Marie.
Hola, Lisa Marie. How are you doing?
Lisa Marie will be live in 30 minutes. Right, Lisa? I think so. I think it's at 8 o'clock. At 8 Central. I think so. Yeah. So are you still streaming on? You were streaming on Saturdays for a while. Are you still doing that?
Right. So I stopped the stream on Saturdays, and my main show is on season break.
Okay.
So season 2 has come to an end, and I stopped streaming on Saturdays because we got really busy on Saturdays, and so I moved all the Saturday shows and kind of collapsed them into Thursday. And so now it's just Thursday, and sometimes I do more spontaneous streams on Facebook in my Facebook group, and sometimes I do spontaneous streams on LinkedIn too. So again, less structured,
right?
And so So, and if I can get away with that, I'll do it all day. Like just pop up and be like, "Hello, people, I'm going to talk about this now."
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
Yeah,
get something on my mind and just roll with it.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Ann? Which ones do we like to watch? Is that what you're asking? I think that's what she's asking. Of course, I like watching Gabe Leal. I very rarely get to though.
Yeah.
I like watching Lisa Marie's, although I very rarely get to.
Yeah.
Carl
I like
Sean Watkins is on during the day, and I can listen to his.
I actually likes Robert Berry's because he's not in my industry. The Friday Fraudsters, I think you call it. It has nothing to do with what I do. But
Right.
I like these stories that are being told about how people try to defraud other people and red flags. And then I like Shree's live stream. Of course, I've been on there as well.
Yep.
And Gabe too. You know, Gabe gets spicy. Last time he was very spicy on his show.
Yeah, he gets a little wired up.
Yeah.
His is a little more PG-13 or R-rated compared to mine.
Yeah, it got five. Yeah, I keep mine for the kids. If you when
I try to too. I think actually I don't even remember how we connected. The first, I mean, I had seen Juma around and I had seen, I'd watched some of his videos and stuff, but I'm telling you, that ring light video is what stuck out and made me really start paying attention to him, because I was like, oh my gosh, that's like a really actionable tip that this newbie, that was a year ago or something, probably when I first saw it, close to it. And I was like, if he's dropping tips like that, I need to watch and pay attention. And so that's kind of how I really started paying attention to what he was doing.
That video was 10.5 months ago was when I first released it.
10.5 months, yeah.
And that is my best performing video outside of, I had a viral one which we won't talk about, but that was the best performing video I've ever posted, and I reposted it recently.
Yeah, I saw it. Yep, I saw it.
And it did even better this time. I changed some things, and it did even better this time around.
Okay, I thought I watched it, and I was like, "This one, something's a little different." I knew I couldn't put my finger on it, but I knew it looked a little different than the first time I watched it.
It's a little different. And that video, that video came about. We had a job with a client, a commercial client, and here's the truth: most people would not know this. That ring light that I used in that video was not even mine. I did not even own a ring light at the time.
Oh, really?
No, I didn't. I didn't own a ring light. That was not mine. That was just in the studio. We rented a studio because we just given up our studio, so we had to rent a studio. And there was a ring light in the studio. And when we were done recording, our client left. We did the whole video for the client. And then I'm sitting on the chair, and I'm like, we have all this lighting set up here. Let's just do something. And they say, what you're going to do? I say, well, let's just talk about ring light. I'm going to talk about ring lights. I sat in the chair with no script, nothing. And I just said, okay, I know this thing in my head. I know how to do it in my head. And I just ran through, and I did the whole demonstration, and then I edited it, and it was great. I looked at it afterwards, and I'm like, that's just really good. I really said that.
Don't you love it when you look back at some of your old stuff or something you did, and you're like, oh my gosh, that I did something right here.
Yeah. It's like, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good. It's like a good video. It's like, wow. I wish I could just not plan anything and just do this all the time.
Right. So did you do it in one take?
No, I had to stop a couple times. I did it twice, because the first time I did the speaking part, and the second time I did the demonstration part. And so you can see that in parts of the video where I reach out and I actually do the thing. In the first part, I'm just sitting and I'm talking about it. And I mean, technically it could have been one take, but I had to adjust the light, and we had to, so it's a couple takes, but it took like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was done,
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. So good stuff.
And one of the big, and you didn't touch on this in your video, but whenever I started doing that with my light, that was whenever I discovered that it got rid of the
reflection
glare in my glasses. Yeah, I got rid of the glare in my glasses, and I was like, this is just like an absolute win-win. It makes you look better, and you don't have too little. Nobody can see your eyes because it looks like this.
Yeah. And people, I pointed that out in the last video. But people were quick to say, could you make a video specifically showing us how to get rid of it? And I'm like, it's going to be an identical video. It's going to be the same thing. But I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it eventually. And what I'll do is I will have I don't have it here. I'll put glasses on myself and I will show them how it works, because my wife wears glasses. So I'll probably sacrifice my eyes for about 10 minutes to demonstrate that.
If you have to wear her glasses, you're definitely going to sacrifice your eyes.
Yeah. She's like, glad about it.
So when you're not shooting videos and producing videos and creating content, what do you do like in your off time, in your downtime? What do you do for fun?
I tend to take care of the yard. I have lots of plants, family stuff. So I go to church, and we have lots of different activities. Actually, I help lead the men and different things. So
cool.
that is things that we have to address those things. And Sundays you get calls in the middle of the night with different issues, and you have to treat with those things. Yeah. And so that's a part of my life I don't really. It's a very robust, complex part of my life that doesn't really come out in the content, because I like to keep it about what I do. But and so that's why the whole debate on personal versus professional content is such a big deal for me, because if you meet me offline and we have a conversation, we talk long enough, things will start to come out. And I like to reserve that part of me for people who enter that space. And and you could hear about it. You could hear when I talk about certain things. You can hear kind of like my heart behind certain things. But if we talk offline and there's no one there, it's like, oh, this is how this, my wife and my kids, and I'm going to talk about them and talk about how the girls are going. The ladies, have 2 girls, how the ladies are going, and what we've been doing recently. Like yesterday, we had a family day, and the kids were in the pool, and and they're going to hear about all these things. But I would just never post that just like that. It has to have a context for how I post. And there's nothing wrong with posting personal stuff, but for me, like if Chris and if we have a conversation offline and we talk, I'm gonna learn more about your family, you're gonna learn more about mine, and then we can connect on some personal. That's like, I feel like I need to reserve that for people who take the time to have conversations offline. And so that's what I do. I used to walk a lot, but I haven't walked a lot recently. So I'm quite ashamed of that. I need to stop. Quite ashamed.
I need to walk more. Sitting in an office all day really takes its toll on you. Like it does whenever you're not up. I used to be real active and working outside and stuff. And then when I got the office job, it was like, boy, if you don't just specifically carve out time to move your body, it goes downhill really fast.
Yeah. All of us are getting so young.
so young. So young. That's why all this is right here. So young. All the gray.
Yeah. I mean, my family grays late, so I kind of fake it a little bit, but I can't fake the hairline. The hairline is...
Yeah, I'm with you, brother.
Oh, there we go. I need to get one of your caps. HIP Productions.
Cover it up. Yeah, man. I just shaved last night, but I've got a line right here, and it's like a patch right there. And then it's thin all the way back right here. So it's just, I just got to keep the razor on it.
Yeah. It's like, that's life. When it's just
definitely.
Yeah. Seen some guys like really, really struggle to kind of keep. I just gave up. Like, all right, that's just whatever. I'm gonna do without it.
So my brother, the brother right underneath me, his hair is the same way. It started receding, and for years he combed it forward to try and cover it up.
Over?
He did, he did it just like that. And we used to tell him, his name is Daniel. Daniel, just shave it. Just You don't have to do it with a razor, but just get the clippers, and because it's very obvious. And he finally started shaving it, and everybody was like, "Hooray!" Just embrace it, bro.
Yeah, just
It's
embrace it.
fine.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my own dad makes fun of me. It's like, what's going on with your hairline? I got it from you. It's your fault. I got it from you.
Right.
You know? So
yeah, my
man.
dad still has a full head of hair. Like, it isn't thin or anything. So I don't know if it came from my mom's side, because there's some baldness on my mom's side. There is some on my dad's side, but I guess my dad just didn't get it. Maybe he just passed it to us.
Yeah, maybe. It's just skipped a generation. And
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Before we get off of here, next Monday at 7 Central, same time, I have Eric Roble on the show. Eric is he's a coach for men. We talked like a month and a half ago, and it was a great conversation about being a man and making an impact on the people around you. So he's going to come on and talk about it. He's got a book coming out we're going to talk about. So it's going to be a good conversation for sure.
I love that topic.
Yeah. About, and it's going to be a little controversial, I think, because he doesn't buy into the toxic masculinity that goes around, and I don't either. A man is supposed to be a man, and not knocking women at all in any kind of way, but to me, it's just, this is the way it's supposed to be. So I feel like it's going to be a really good conversation. As Jamal Marshall says, we might blow some wigs back, but it's going to be a good conversation for sure.
Yeah. Talk ventilated.
Ventilate. I love it.
Ventilated.
Blow the steam off for sure.
And one thing is for sure, I love when my wife says, "Hey, come fix this." I'm like, all right. When I'm done here, there's a drawer that is off the track, and I have to go fix that drawer when I'm done. It's like, let me go fix that.
Right.
Yeah. There's some things that I just like, just come do this. It's like literally, like I was in a meeting, and my daughter came, and she's like, "Mommy wants you to come open this jar." It's like, all right, let me do this.
Yes.
Let me go do this. It's like I just woke up and it's like, let's pop it open. She's like, "Yeah, I loosened it for you." I say, "Of course you did."
Of course, exactly. Oh, Juma, man, I appreciate it, dude. This was a great conversation. I learned so much. If y'all aren't following Juma, go follow Juma. Juma Relates is his hashtag Juma Relates. Go follow it. He puts out some amazing content. As you can tell by the conversation today, he drops bombs like that all the time. So y'all go follow him, connect with him. He's a great guy. Thank you so much for being here, man. I really appreciate it.
You're most welcome, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And we will see y'all. Oh, almost forgot. Starting a new show tomorrow at 12:15 Central. Myself and Anthony Jones are going to be doing, we're testing it out. We're going to do like an Ask Me Anything for live streaming and like LinkedIn content creation. So if you're having issues, we're going to bring you on the show. We're going to talk about it for 30 minutes, and we'll just give you basically a free one-on-one consultation live for everybody to see, troubleshoot anything that's going wrong, and just see how we can help people level up their live stream game and their LinkedIn game. So that starts tomorrow at 12:15 Central. I almost forgot about that.
Good thing you remember.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Bye.